Welcome back to the 50th episode of the Everything Challenge on No Man's Land. I'm panning across our huge farm that we've produced over the last 50 episodes. And my goal today is to actually finish everything off, actually have every production down, and at least have some plan for every crop. So to kind of celebrate the 50th episode, let's go buy a new toy. I have a car that I want to buy, and we'll go for a little bit of a tour. We own all this area. You'll note that the ground is no longer dirt. We've actually paved it with asphalt. Those who know No Man's Land will know that these trees are not normally here. So all these trees all the way along here have been planted, and they're mainly there for decorative reasons. These ones at the front of the shop, they're also planted, and they're for logging reasons, and there's multiple rows. Let's grab a car, and then we can jump into it and have some fun. Cars. There's all the standard cars. I have one mod installed, this Lizard Santana 88. Risky, it's a Land Rover, and I had one of these as a kid. My parents had one. So 100%, I'm going to get one of these because it's kind of reminiscent of what I had. I think that spare tire, we had that on our car, so why not? And we didn't have a roof rack, so we'll leave that off. And hitch, yeah, I'll put that on there. And then ours was actually like a desert sand color. So let's get that. I'm actually going to buy this because, yeah, why not? And let's jump into our AKA Land Rover. And actually, let's have a look around the cabin. Pretty simple. Yeah, that's about how good it is. Levers down there, 4-speed gearbox plus high and low range, and that middle thing is to engage 4-wheel drive or not. Back seats are kind of, I don't know what you call it, a bench. And I remember sitting back there as a kid. Before we head off, let's have a look at the map and what we own. So yeah, quite the transformation. The farmland has grown over the episodes. I think 48 and 58 are going to be bought, and this will be more farmland, particularly for wheat and barley. And then we'll probably buy 34 just to finish the grid off, and we'll find some reason to use that. Probably maize rather than corn, as in that's where you chaff it. But we started down here at 55. And you can see a lot of our initial farm is on that property. So let's head off that way first. We use the logging truck, like a proper harvester, to get rid of a lot of the big trees around the property. And that's how we cleared out all the normal trees and then replaced them with the normal ones. Our weather station's up here in the corner. Not the best place for it. Nearly hit it every time we come out of the shop. And then there's a little track off to the grass field on the left there. You'll note there's a lot of lights hanging around. Since we own all this property, we can put lights down. This was the very first production we put down. It's a mod for a sawmill. Produces just the short planks. And yeah, it's done us very well. Over here on the left-hand side is where we started. The two No Man's Land greenhouses, these two, the green one and the brown one in front of us, the mushrooms and the flowers, were the first ones we placed. Over the episodes, we've added lots of these blue tanks to increase the capacity. So now we can fill it up, and it lasts about maybe 30 hours, I want to say. So that was the first thing we did. This land in front of us was our very first field, that one, and this brown one over here. We cut, plowed into these and picked up the grass and then made fields. This field actually was I think some crop the very first time, and then this was our grass field. Over the last couple of episodes, we've extended it, and it now goes, that rectangle goes all over the hill and gives us a nice long area to do that. It's nice and straight, which means we can get the AI worker to go up and down and mow it and stuff like that. And this is where we get all of our silage and hay and all that stuff for our cows and stuff. The second thing we did after we got the premium, or the No Man's Land greenhouses down, is just put down normal greenhouses, these three here. So they've done us quite well. They've just been ticking along. We actually haven't filled them up since, I think, the start. If we look at our projections, we put down the mushrooms and the flowers and then the greenhouses. And these guys still have water. So we've been doing the series for about, well, this is episode 50, so about 50 months. And they've actually survived that entire time without a refill of water. And so at some point soon, we will have to do that. Next thing went down was that sawmill, when I showed just as we walked past. And then it was the chair and armoire place. So behind the greenhouse here, this is where we started doing some of the platinum expansion stuff. So they're right here on our right-hand side is our chair factory. And so that can be sold, we had to put down the Silver Run Market from the premium expansion. So our Silver Run Market is right here. The cover on the grill is closed because we don't tend to put any grain into it. So just to make it so it's a bit easier to navigate, we have that closed. This field in front of us used to go all the way to where the car is, and slowly we've been consuming that space, putting down more and more productions on the left hand side here. These were very recent in the last episode. 2 more of the platinum ones, framing and whatever that one is, shingle factory. Very recently we've also done grapes. That's our grape processing unit right there. To our left is our dairy, so that's where we're getting our butter particularly, and cheese, and the butter goes across the road here to our bakery. Across the road from it is the flour mill. The flour mill was one of the very first things we put down. Haven't got that much use for it right now because we've produced so much flour that we're kind of in excess. This is our bee spawn point, and we've got this mod that gives us a 3-way spawn point rather than 1, and the pile is building up. It's waiting for cereal to be consumed. That's its final destination. We're not going to sell them just as honey. Sheep, we ended up getting 3 yards down. This was done quite early at the start. I think it was the middle one was done first, and then the left one, and then the right one. And then to match that, we used the new premium spinnery right here in front of us, this beautiful stone building, brick building. Behind it, out there in the field, is the associated tailor shop, or the clothes shop over here. So these two were kind of done as a pair. This brown area here actually was absolutely full of trees, and so that all got logged to nothing. And actually the trees on it are actually decorative trees that I actually placed to make it not as sparse. And then we have all our fields, which we'll go to in a sec, around us. This piece of land was the second piece of land, so right in front of us where the yard was the first piece of land we bought, and then the one we're on now is the second piece. This spinnery on the left hand side was added because we did a massive cotton harvest, and also having the 3 sheeps means we had tons of wool coming in. So this second spinnery was added not too long ago, and basically those 2 spinneries produce enough to keep the clothing factory happy. About 10-20 episodes in, we started moving into long planks, which is what this guy is doing. Very, very slow production. That's something we need to address. I can't remember when we put down the BGA. I think it was pretty early in the process. At the start we were putting silage into it, and now we put predominantly slurry and manure from our cow farm and drive it that way. The methane that comes out of that goes across to our gold plant, which is over here. It wasn't placed the best. As you can see here, the grate lines up with the backside of this water plant, this mod that gives us water. It was $25,000 to place, and it gives us free water and quite a good rate too. So that's been a fantastic mod. I really wish realistically that water tank was back a bit. I might sell it and move it across at some point, just so that it's easier to drive through there. What else is around here? So yeah, it's most things. I think we've seen most of the buildings along the way. Let's talk about our farms. I mean, obviously we've got lots of equipment. Over here, this is primarily being used for wheat, barley and oats rotation. As we get further along, we're going to want to have a dedicated field for each, so we can say that everything is in the ground. If we look at the catalogue of what the months are, currently we are actually in a harvest month. And so we are in October, and actually today is the last chance to put wheat and barley in. So we'll probably split that field in two for this year because we don't have any other fields, and put half of it as wheat and half of it as barley. But normally it's one or the other. But this series will probably last one more season. So we'll probably go around the clock to October and then probably finish at the end of harvest season. So we'll probably end in November or December when everything is kind of complete, probably December. We'll have a Christmas episode to finish it off. But yeah, so we need to do that today. But more importantly, out of the ground, corn, sunflower, soybeans are already, sugarcane. What else do we have? Cotton is not in this field. So that's the other field we need to make. So we still need to make 2 or 3 fields. This one will get planted a bit later. Grapes we harvested last month. Olives need to be done now. We do have poplar. I don't know if it's ready yet, but we can harvest that later anyway. Grass is always being produced. That's always happening. Haven't done also radish as a way of getting fertilizer. Probably won't. And then red beets, carrots, and parsnips are all ready, but we harvest them back there. So we have nearly everything in the ground. So if we look at it this way, so this is that rotation field. This is sugarcane. This currently has the sunflowers in it. This one is soybeans, premium crops, so red beets, carrots, parsnips. This is our, what is that? It's the canola. This is the canola field. Corn, potatoes, sweet beets, grapes, olives, poplar, grass, and this one is sorghum, I think. So yeah, and then obviously there's a huge amount of things that we've produced. Sugarcane's going to be is due this month, so I'm looking forward to. Actually, I don't think it's ready, so it's probably going to be one more month. But yeah, that's this end of the field, and then sprinkled throughout the farms is beehives to get their benefit. There's 4 of them out there, and so you'll see them sprinkled everywhere. And yeah, that's about it. There's obviously, from a production point of view, that's what there is. Over here, we can look at all of our animal type stuff. And so you can see our sweet beets is ready to go. And yeah, so this is our animal area. To our left is our nice big pig pasture. Little bit of storage for hay and straw. Straw is used for the bedding in the cows, and then the hay's used to feed things. Our manure pit, which is slowly building up with a nice little docking station there. On the left hand side here is our horses. We haven't got any horses right now, but that will happen in the final year. Our olives that should be ready, and if we can have a look, yeah, we can see all those beautiful black olives everywhere. And then our huge cow farm. This is the automated one. So the robot comes along and takes material out of the 3 bunkers. There's a gantry somewhere. Where is it? There's a crane above. Yeah, you can see it at the end there. This thing right here. This thing right here picks it up, goes over, backwards and forwards, dumps it into the robot, and then the robot delivers it. We get our slurry out of here, so this is what's driving that BGA that makes this methane that then goes in the gold. 270 cows, so a fair bit. Over here is our vineyard area, and also where we have our chickens. Chickens we aren't doing at huge scales, just enough to make some eggs for cake. There's a cool mod here that gives us a silo for olives and grapes. Also comes with the shed attached, so quite a nice little mod and makes it a nice clean area to keep everything like that under control. Where's the tractor right now? I think the Landini might be the Landini tractor that's used for the vines. I think it's being used in the cow area to use for straw placement. Over here on the right hand side is our grapevines. So this is 300 meters long, 300 units long. So you end up with 10 times 300, so 3,000 meters of vines. And unfortunately that only makes 15,000 grapes, which is worth, when you change them into raisins, only about $30,000. So 30,000 into a $300,000 vineyard means that grapes take 10 years to pay off. So if you have a piece of land that already have grapes on it, basically there's very little effort involved. You just go up and down with some plowing and mulching to make it nice and fertilized, and you make a fair bit of money per year. You're roughly making about $30,000 for about 45 minutes, 1 hour of gameplay. And that's normally a pretty good ratio. That's normally what most things are. So as we go past the premiums, there's more beehives around. They've been placed near crops where there is a benefit. This is our corn that needs to be done. And this is the area of our future expansion. So most of our land is completely full right now. And up here is where we're going to make more crops, more fields, and also particularly put down more productions. And talk about productions, last things, we have a stone and ore silo here. So when we're doing stone picking, rather than having to drive all the way down to the gold mine or gold production, these stones go into here, and then we can take bigger loads rather than just a couple thousand at a time. Shed up here is keeping a lot of our premium stuff. So the two right things are the planter and the ridger for premium, and the mowing equipment's up here as well, mainly because this is where all the new farms have been done, and we have tons of grass that we own. And talking about things that we own, let's have a look at I'm going to jump out of the truck. Let's have a look at the picture of where we are from a production chains point of view. So here's a picture of the production chains from the base game. Let's go through about where things are going and what things are missing. So grapes is obvious. We saw the grapevine. So grapes is going into a grape processing unit that we own, and then the raisins are going into the cereal factory. The cereal factory is one of the very few things we don't have, and mainly because that field of corn that we own, which we have, this is the first year for it, so it's had no destination. So corn needs to go to cereal factory, and also the corn also needs to go into pigs. We have honey. We have a rotation crop of all of these and plenty in our silo. Currently, the wheat is going to the pigs. The barley is going to the grain mill and also the chickens, and so that feeds this. The oats is going to the cereal factory, or destined to that. And the sorghum has no real purpose. It's probably being used to supplement the grain mill. Because of yield off of the land, sorghum going into chickens is the worst choice. And so if you have a choice between these, you want to put sorghum into a grain mill and more like wheat and barley into chickens. So we have that. Looking at these, we have a massive crop of sunflowers that's ready now, and canola that's ready in about 11 months. And we have olives ready now. So we'll put all of these into an oil mill. We don't have an oil mill yet, so we need a cereal factory and an oil mill. We've got plenty of greenhouses. We've got all the stuff that goes towards the bakery. We don't have the sugar mill, but we do have sugar canes ready right now. Sugar beets is ready right now. We aren't planning to do chopped this year, but next year to finish things off, we'll put half of it in the sugar mill and half of the beets into the biogas, just to say we've done everything. So yeah, and then all the carpentry stuff, we've got all of the platinum ones. I won't bother explaining all of them, but we have all of those. So yeah, and then I missed over here. So spinnery, wool we've got plenty of, and then every 2 or 3 years we toggle between cotton and particularly sunflower in a big field, and that produces enough to keep the spinnery busy for 2 years, and we have a tail shop. So out of all of this, the only thing missing is the sugar mill, the cereal factory, and the oil mill. And for surprise, surprise, they are also the ones that are super ugly and really, really big. Now that's the base game. We also don't have from the Platinum expansion the ore mine, and that's nothing we're going to do. So right now, what we're going to do is go spend about $1 million. So let me borrow a lot of money. Okay, that's the maximum loan that we're allowed to have, which is currently $815. Let's start some construction. So up here in this far land, my plan is, because of the lakes and the rocks and everything else, is to use this little area in here as our new construction area. It's kind of flat, which is good. There's a little bit of hill here that we need to kind of be aware of as we back up to it. And the idea is to have a road that kind of sweeps through here, kind of where that road goes. and we'll have productions either side. One of the things I do want to put down first, which is not on that list, is a really important one, is actually a sawmill. The sawmill we have down south is just really slow, and there's this nice mod that it's the same as the normal game one from, where is it? It's the same as this. It produces the same things, but it just has an ability to do a higher rate. And I don't really want to have to put down 5 of these, which is basically what I need to do from a LAN point of view. I think it's going to be ugly, and I don't like the repetition of it. So I have a mod that's exactly the same thing. This is the same as the base game, where it only makes short planks, and this is the same as Platinum 1, where it makes everything. So I want to put this guy down. I thought, because a lot of sawmills kind of like have logs roll up to them in water, I thought something like over here would actually be quite good, where it's kind of like associated with the water. We need access to the front, but not to the back, and so that's another good reason that I think that might work. I think I'm going to try to put this kind of close to the end of the road here, and so it's accessible as we go by. I want to make it so we can drive past these rocks, so we're going to push this fairway back. It looks like that tree isn't going to disappear. So yeah, I'm going to put that down there. And then the other thing we need is go all the way to the front. Bakery we've got, carpentry we've got, dairy, grain mill, spinnery, sugar mill. This is another one we want. So I'm going to put this somewhere. So we need the, you can see the output is there on the left and the input's on the right. So we need access on either side. So because there's going to be kind of like a road through here, I'm tempted to make it kind of like this. And so we'll go either side of the rock. And so that can go there. My plan is not to get rid of too many of these trees. I want to kind of make it natural. We'll do a little bit of landscaping right now. Asphalt. And we'll make it so we kind of understand what's going on. Do I want to make this dirt over here? I think I might make this dirt over here. Around here. As you can see there, that's the end of our property right there. So yeah, let me play with this for a couple of seconds. Alright, that'll do for now for that little area. And what else do we need? So we've done sugar mill, and we've got Taylor. Cereal factory, this is another one. So the input and output are both on the front, so that's a good one that would go against a wall. So probably over here maybe, something that's kind of tucked up against this stone facade. So let's get that probably there, and we'll do a quick landscape on that as well. All right, next one is, that was an oil mill. We've got grapes, we've got bakery, we've got carpentry, dairy again, spinnery, barrel factory. We haven't got this one actually. And the stone is going to be up at this end of the world. And so, not stone, I mean the ore. It's going to be over here probably. So let's put it up here. There is we've got the sawmill here, so it kind of makes sense for it to be delivered, and it takes long planks. So this one is front and back. And so we kind of need access either way. I think we can just put this on the road. Do you want to put it on the road at the front this way? I think we can just do it pretty simple here, and then we can just back into it. We've got some space. Let's use some space here. I think maybe we can probably put it here on the corner. Right there. And then we'll do a bit more decoration. So what else we got left? So sugar mill, we're down here somewhere. So yeah, grape processing, we did that. There's the barrel factory we just did. Furniture we've got already. Flooring we've already got. Iron furnace. So I have to start worrying about money here. So this and this together is 300, 430. So we can't afford that right now. Paper factory, we can think about in a sec. Pet we've already got. So paper factory, you have to remember to go back to that. Shingle we've got. Wood turner we've got. Got that. Bakery, dairy. Potato processing plants is one of the things we don't have. And so this is quite big. So the inputs and outputs are both at the front here. You can see that the grate and the spawn point are both at the front. So I think that would actually work quite well as a diagonal thing. So let's put this up against the water here. I think something like that. And that actually did quite a bit of texturing. So let's fix all that as well. All right, and we're nearly done here. I think we've nearly done everything. So that was shingles, wood turner, bakery. Here we go, potatoes. We have the preserve factory already. The thing about the preserve factory right now is it's glitched. So I might actually deal with that right now. And we already have soup and spinnery, and that's it. And then everything else is biogas type stuff. So I'm going to put down a preserve factory right now. What's happened is it's currently over here. So here is our premium crops, and then so all this stuff and all of this potatoes and sweet beets right here are moved over to this area. Here is our soup factory, and we have this beautiful mod that lets us put root silo type stuff into it, root crops into it. This guy has a perpetual amount of money in it. So if we look at the productions, it reports, if we can find it, here. It reports it's constantly got stuff in it. But that's not true. We've only delivered 20,000. So what's happening is, because these two are so close, the capacity of this automatically turns up in this. And I just don't want that. So I'm actually going to demolish this. We're going to sell this and we'll get our money back. We will lose half the money. It will give us an opportunity to regrow this crop. I'm going to return this to being a field. So we'll sell all these. And then to make up for that being gone, we will put it down again. And I did an experiment before, and because it's nowhere near the root silo, it doesn't have that property where it picks up stuff. And so we've got drop off on one side and spawning on the other. So I think I'm just going to put this kind of in the middle. And there we have it. That's the last of our normal productions. The only thing left to do is the really expensive stuff to do with platinum. These three: the iron furnace, the mine shaft that goes with this. So basically, you pull the ore out of here and put it in to make metal, and then the paper factory. I'm not going to get us into any more debt, mainly because this is harvest day. And I don't want to run out of money, and I can't borrow or rent a harvester. So as much as I would love to get this down as well, we'll probably put it over here. I think it might... you have to drive through it, so probably something with a fair bit of access. So maybe... Actually, it might put it a little bit out more in the forest. So it might put it out over here, for example. It might be a cute thing to kind of nestle in there. Oh, you know what? Let's just do it now. Because we've got stuff to sell on the ground. And so, yeah, we'll do that. And then paint. And I think with this one, we can actually use a dirt road leading up to it. And so we'll just fade that off. So there we have it. everything except for the iron furnace and the associated metal production facility. There we go. So that's it. So let's have a look what it looks like. I mean, this has definitely changed the landscape. The reason I did put these all the way down here rather than anywhere near camp. Oh, there's a level issue here. I might actually fix that off camera. They're just so imposing. They're so big, and so they don't really fit the ethos or the style of downtown, where it's small productions and more farming type stuff. And with that, we'll call it an episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, especially so that you can see us finish off the Everything Challenge on No Man's Land. Next episodes, we'll do a lot of harvesting and be pushing a lot of that material into our productions. And also, there's a lot of stuff hanging around that needs to be sold. So as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Everything Challenge.